Thank you, everyone. As Jane mentioned, we want to thank you for carving time out from your busy day to join us for this installment of our Fireside Chat Tech Talk series. I'm Danny Linewall, Enterprise Account Manager at KIS. I think most of you know who we are, but for those who don't, KIS is an integrator offering best-of-breed hardware and software, as well as a professional services organization. We have a very deep in-house technical bench, full-time engineers and consultants. We are in our 35th year of business. I've been with the company 28 years. I can't believe they've put up with me this long. And we specialize in helping our customers to solve their business issues with technology. We're a little over 40 people strong. We're very proud of what we do and how we partner with our customers. We have great in-house expertise, as I mentioned, and I can tell you that we are committed, responsive, and accountable. We're set up kind of like a law firm, and because of the general animosity towards lawyers, my comparison of KIS to a law firm will end there. But in the sense that we have our consultants who add sort of a breadth to our offering by leading different technology groups like virtualization, security, infrastructure, network, servers, hyper-converged solutions, cloud, Microsoft. They each manage their own team of engineers who specialize in those areas. That way we give you the breadth of the different areas that we cover and the depth by having engineers who remain fairly specific to just a couple of technology areas. We even have our own cabling team because, we take a consultative approach to helping our customers. We'd like to help you through the entire process, from gaining a better understanding of your needs, your pain points, bringing the right manufacturers to you, architecting the solution, selling you, hopefully, the needed hardware and software, and then deploying, testing, documenting, providing training, and being there in a maintenance capacity if needed. Soup to nuts service. Sounds a little funny. You're not the nuts in that analogy. The successful conclusion to your project is. We hope to meet with all of you separately after this in the near future and show you firsthand how we can be successful together. In a moment, I will introduce the VMware representative who is really the star of today's show. But first, we have a little game to play, a few trivia questions. There'll be a segment of 3 questions. And then a little bit later, there'll be a break from the VMware representative's presentation where we'll do a few more questions. There will be prizes, but those won't be announced till after. So you'll see when the questions come up, there will be multiple choice. You'll have 10 questions to answer, 10 seconds to answer. You won't be told today whether you were the winner because it is a combination of accuracy and speed. But Jane will determine that after today's meeting and then contact you by email so that you can, in fact, find out that you're a winner and receive your prize, which I believe is some kind of a power core portable battery charger.
Yeah, power bank. Yes, power bank by Anchor, correct.
Very good. And I believe, correct me if I'm getting out over my skis here, Jane, but everybody will get something today, right?
Yes, if you stay until the end, you'll receive the USB 64 gigabyte drive. It's still cute. It's always useful.
All right, excellent. So you're already a winner, as they say. We will be, like I say, announcing the winners later. So since you won't know in real time that you've won, just keep answering all of the questions, and that way you'll have multiple chances to get an answer correct and win that particular question and hopefully win the power charger. So I think we're going to go ahead and put the first trivia question up, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, here we are. How many organizations identified themselves as living in a world of cloud chaos, where managing across multiple clouds is difficult and challenging? And here are your options.
Sorry.
Oh. The beauty of the live quiz.
Yes, sorry about that. Let me just restart it.
And I thought we were
But
going
you
to get,
can,
I thought we were
yeah,
going to get Jeopardy music, Jane. What happened?
yes, we will. We will in just a
All
second.
right. Hang
Yeah,
on, everybody.
yes. Yeah, there you go.
All right. And should that screen be up with the TG question 1?
Yep, that's
All right.
the, and
All
that's
right.
where you punch in your,
You punch in your answers on that other screen, the green screen, right?
yes, that's
Oh.
correct.
And there's our music.
All right.
And it looks like you got a lot more than 10 questions, 10 seconds to answer this
Yes.
one.
All right,
All
so
right.
it's 81.
There we go. It is.
81%, yes.
Yes. Looks like most of you got that as well, but it's going to, the winner will be whoever got it right and answered it the fastest. And Jane will be, like I said, reaching out to you all later. I think we've got another question coming up now. So go ahead, Jane. And do you need to hit the stop sharing on that white screen that's in the middle?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Just seems like they can't see, I guess, the question.
Which, yeah.
We're still on
it's in the
question
mid-
1. It still shows that
It's fine.
I can't read the second question.
Just move. Do you want me to read?
Yeah, go ahead, Jane.
It just yeah, you just have to basically move that screen from you. But what percent of the enterprises are using 2+ public cloud? And let's
What
get this
percentage
started.
of enterprises are using 2+ clouds?
Here's our music. And then you have 10 seconds. There you go.
I don't know what that sound effect is.
Yes,
we couldn't.
73.
73% was the correct answer. So those of you who answered that way, you may have won a prize. And I think we are now going to go. We couldn't afford the Jeopardy theme. They charge a huge royalty for that. So we have this alternate quiz theme. So we're going to go to the third question now. Go ahead, Jane.
There you go.
VMware currently has, oh, I got that thing popping up. Apologize. VMware currently has 85 million workloads running. Yeah, the question disappeared. Jane, I'll let you read it.
VMware currently has 85 million workloads running on its software. How many of those are running in VMware Cloud infrastructure?
Thank you, Jane.
No
And
problem.
you can start the clock, offer the options.
Yes. And let's play it too. And what's the answer? Let's see. And the poll, and it's 10. It's very interesting. A lot of people say it's 40, but no, it's 10 plus M. Is it a million? What does M stand
that's
for?
cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, that concludes the first grouping of trivia questions. I would now like to introduce VMware and today's guest speaker. VMware is a household name, and that's because of the incredible solutions that they've created and provide. Every decade or two, a company comes along that changes the paradigm of how things are done. VMware is such a company. From the data center to the desktop to the cloud and everything in between, VMware has revolutionized how we solve problems with greater efficiency and security. They have built an incredible portfolio of solutions, and we will be learning a bit more today about several of those solutions. So without further ado, please welcome Evan Rawlinson, Solutions Engineer with VMware. Take it away, Evan.
Yeah, thanks so much, Dan, for the introduction. Super excited to be talking with you all today and being on the fireside chat. I know there's always so much going on in the VMware organization with products, different events coming up, things like that. So happy to be talking with you all today about kind of where VMware is in terms of multi-cloud, how we're thinking about that, what it means to many of our customers, and where's a good place to get started on that journey. And so some of the questions we just went through are pretty interesting. With 81% of customers, answering that they feel like they're in a world of cloud chaos when it comes to managing across multiple clouds. It's difficult, it's challenging. But we also see the numbers of customers that are using public clouds, VMware Cloud solutions, as well as a combination of on-premise is still very high. So, thinking about how, or VMware is thinking about, how can we answer those customer challenges? And kind of to start off, I wanted to, lay out of how VMware is viewing multi-cloud and kind of what that means to you as our customers. And, this multi-cloud idea or industry trend has been going on for, many years now, 10 or 15 years. And the definition that we see it is really the combination of on-premise, private cloud, public cloud, and edge to really build, operate, access, and secure your applications. We see the momentum is there, getting new exposure to different environments. I know customers of all shapes and sizes are at different points in their cloud journey. So it's really important for us to understand that point and really tailor the way our solutions are being brought to market around that. We understand that the different architectures being used are, you all want to use those to create different, better customer experience and growth in your business, enabling the products and services innovations within your organization, as well as, ensuring your employees can do the best work wherever they are, as well as, allowing different lines of business and IT really the freedom to innovate and, use the best services from these different cloud providers without lock-in. But, with all that said, like it isn't an easy journey. Sometimes success isn't guaranteed. And that's mainly because, there are some hurdles to think about. 1 in 4 executives has concerns when using these different multi-cloud environments that include, risk related to security or data privacy issues, inconsistent infrastructure, whether that be for APIs, databases, networks, or security. Some of the other ones might be the need to hire or maintain different skill sets, ability to manage that spend, or even really just the increased complexity that comes out of policies that manage these individual environments, across the board. And so what we at VMware believe is really with the right technology foundation and the setup of these different core solutions, your business can really thrive in that multi-cloud world. And, hopefully reduce that 81% of organizations that think they have, cloud chaos when introducing these new environments. We want to bring that number down. And that kind of goes with another proposition that we're talking about with the way complexities create different compromises. We see a ton of different organizations thinking they have to, either have this or have that when it comes to these, multi-cloud heterogeneous environments. Like you can either have developer autonomy or DevSecOps efficiency, or maybe it's enterprise apps on any cloud or the full control of your cost savings. Or maybe lastly, a good example would be anywhere access for your employees or having the world-class security. And the way VMware is really innovating their products and the way we're integrating our different solutions is creating a power of and having both that developer autonomy and DevSecOps efficiency, the apps on any environment that you feel really best runs your applications, as well as having full cost and full control of cost savings and things like that. So that's really where VMware is looking to innovate our product lines. And it's not that big of a shock that one of the bullet points that I saw when doing some research on where our multi-cloud portfolio stands today is that we hear 91% of enterprise executives are looking to improve that consistency across their environment. And so what does that mean, with VMware? Someone who needs to provide these customer solutions to create these great products, have these great services out there for their own end users. And that's really where we come up with our VMware cross-cloud services. And that's our way of saying we're creating integrated portfolio of multi-cloud services and interoperable technologies to help you build, deploy, run, manage, connect, and secure your applications no matter the environment, and really maximizing the business benefits of having a diverse multi-cloud environment. And at the end of the day, we want to see these different services help you go faster in your journey to the cloud, whether you haven't begun one yet, or maybe you're testing one out in dev, simply hoping to accelerate your business innovation, as well as empower your organization to spend less with big gains in cost efficiency and be free with the most maximum flexibility across your choice of different cloud or infrastructure. So with that, our cross-cloud services portfolio really is 5 pillars. Number 1 is where we're innovating in our app platform, which is going to be our state-of-the-art platform for building and deploying cloud-native applications. The second is around cloud infrastructure for delivering and running those applications, whether that be on-premise, AWS, Azure, Google, IBM, Oracle, as well as our other partner cloud providers. Our third pillar of cross-cloud services is cloud management for helping monitor and managing that app performance as well as cost across environments. Fourth would be around our networking and security portfolio that spans your entire multi-cloud operation to connect and secure all those apps. And then lastly is the Anywhere Workspace and Edge portfolio, a digital workspace to really empower a distributed workforce plus different edge solutions to deploy and manage those edge native apps. And so, with those different pillars, while being with cross-cloud services being kind of just an innovation path or kind of an idea of strategy and how to get cloud smart and moving in that direction, at the core of it all are some specific solutions that can help you get there. And most of those involve, the cloud infrastructure, some of the products you may have been using for years now, and some that you may not be as familiar with, but maybe are able to help solve some of the challenges you're facing. And number 1 is going to be with vSphere. vSphere has been around since the beginning of the company, really innovating the way customers do business. And with this year, I bring this up because we've had some big updates with vSphere. Number 1 being an announcement of a major release of vSphere 8, as well as a new on-prem subscription offering of vSphere Plus. vSphere 8 offers some awesome new capabilities that not only help our customers on-premise, but also when they're using vSphere in the cloud, can help them run those environments the best way possible. One of the biggest announcements there was our introduction of support for DPUs or data processing units, where we allowed you to offload some of the services within ESXi to the DPU for better increased performance in your environment. And that's just to say vSphere is no longer being looked at as just a basic hypervisor, but a full platform really redesigned for running CPUs, GPUs, and a DPU, giving you the ability to, in the core building block, to run any type of application and workload that you might be looking to run. We've also had a lot of good new updates with vSphere that, again, not only help on-premise, but in the cloud, around the ability for our vSphere Lifecycle Manager to remediate multiple hosts in parallel, as well as stage some update payloads in advance of remediation, helping your administrators reduce the amount of downtime for different business critical applications, as well as some new features around migration-aware vMotion, where apps are allowed to prepare for a migration event. If they are latency sensitive, for example, we can help them better prepare for that vMotion and gracefully stop different services to perform a failover. With that second major update of vSphere, and that's kind of coming full circle to what I was talking about earlier with the cross-cloud services. vSphere Plus is our brand new on-premise subscription offering that brings these cross-cloud services down to the on-premise layer. This new offering not only provides you the flexibility with the subscription purchasing model, where you're entitled to unlimited deployments of vCenters, production support, access to different modern application solutions within our Tanzu portfolio, but it also unlocks some new features and capabilities that you can take advantage of. With this, vSphere Plus uses what we call a cloud gateway appliance on premise, which is just simply an appliance that you're able to now access a VMware Cloud console, where you can monitor and manage your global inventory of vCenters, hosts, VMs, and containers from a singular console. So this gives you kind of a whole new way to monitor different global events, alerts, and security posture really across your entire environment. So that's one of the cool new benefits of vSphere there. Again, having the ability to see an entire portfolio of vCenters directly in one single screen. There's also some other new cool capabilities there around vCenter updates within a single click, reducing, again, overall effort and maintenance windows during that upgrade process. And then lastly, it's just being that first step in our innovation cycles to bring different cloud services directly to our customers who do want to keep some of their or most of their environment on premise. We've had that we also have some tight integration with our cloud disaster recovery service to maybe for our customers that don't have as much experience with cloud environments. The tight integration there can again get you set up and running on our cloud disaster recovery solution directly from an on-premise environment. One of the other core infrastructure products that I'll briefly talk about and some of the innovation there is our vSAN solution. For those of you who aren't as familiar, it's our hyper-converged infrastructure software, which provides that software-defined storage and really helps you on that first step to a hybrid cloud. And we've gone through some other, two major changes there. Similar to vSphere Plus, vSAN Plus is now available with that on-premise subscription, giving some new features and capabilities there. And the second is also the announcement of vSAN 8, where vSAN 8 introduces some revolutionary new express storage architecture is what we call it. And this new alternative storage architecture really offers some supreme levels of performance, scalability, resilience, and data services without compromising on that performance. In the past, our vSAN capabilities were kind of built for some of these, older legacy hardware capabilities. Now, with the rise of NVMe-based flash devices, things like that, we kind of re-architected for the workloads of today and tomorrow. And so, briefly at a high level, this new storage architecture that provides 4 times better performance as well as compression is now a single tier architecture, where our previous version was a 2-tiered architecture for capacity as well as performance. So now with a new data layout that optimally places data on various storage devices, as well as new data paths, you're able to get some unbelievable performance out of that new vSAN capability. As I mentioned, 4 times better, faster than the previous architecture, which means you're able to get to RAID 5 and 6 protection, really with the same performance as you would with RAID 1. And then there's some other benefits there around native snapshotting, now being able to perform much faster, as well as some proactive health checks and alerts within your vSAN environment. And then kind of the last portion of the core infrastructure that I want to talk about and how you're able to start with these core products and build up to a place where you feel comfortable moving into a cloud journey is our cloud management portfolio. So you may know it as vRealize. Previously in our VMware Explore conference, it actually went through somewhat of a naming convention as a new release, which is now called Aria Operations, Aria Automation, as well as Aria Cost. And what this helps to do is really offers you the ability to control spend and drive financial accountability through management and operation capabilities, analyzing both the on-prem and cloud costs, as well as capacity trends, helps you really optimize your performance, different security configurations and managing risk, And then lastly, around automation, unlocking innovation by speeding up the delivery of your infrastructure, platform, and app services. So our Aria operations, automation, and costing segment is a great place to start with understanding not only your on-premise environment, but also your multi-cloud environment. And then the last thing I want to mention there is one of the big new releases with vRealize or Aria now was the announcement of Aria Graph powered by Aria Hub. So what this is kind of a new evolution of that vRealize portfolio, which offers a cloud scale data store technology that captures and maps the complexity of a multi-cloud environment. I'll reiterate that means, on-premise and in the cloud, of the different applications, the users, configurations, as well as associated dependencies, all in a single view. So this graph data store can take these API services, integrate with other third-party tools to create an overall observability and application performance management tool, unlike we've had in the past, just with these singular vRealize products. Really tying back together vRealize, Cloud Health, as well as Tanzu observability products. So with this new release, it's been designed to address the emerging cross-cloud and cross-discipline management challenges that you may be having, and increasingly a counter as you continue to adopt, whether that be native public clouds, cloud-native applications, or with VMware Cloud services. So with that, I think we can go into our next kind of trivia segment and kind of switch gears into multi-cloud security.
Excellent.
Shane, do you want to pop those up?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and load up those questions, but I did want to say, Evan, that was very fluidly presented. Thank you. I loved what you said about the power of and. I think with most manufacturers, there is, choice is compromised, where they have to sort of decide between enjoying features, flexibility, cost efficiencies, security. With VMware, there is no need to compromise. So thank you. That was a very solid point. I think we're going to move on to those questions. I'm going to let Jane take it away.
All right.
When it comes to multi-cloud security, in what order are customers prioritizing these security initiatives? Here are your choices. Cue the music.
Yeah. Do you hear the music?
No, I didn't hear the theme song.
That's okay.
That's all right.
Yes.
People will survive without that.
Yes.
And hopefully you've all logged in your answers. What is the correct answer? I didn't see that pop up, Jane.
Let's see.
Whatever it is, I'm sure I would have gotten it right.
It's D. It's the last
D.
question.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right. And what is, I'm going to pop up the next security question. Please, everybody, keep answering the questions because you won't know that you've gotten one right, meaning correct and the fastest, until later when Jane gets back to you. So keep guessing on all questions. That screen looks a little compromised, Jane.
In just a second.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a little technical issues here. Can you see it now?
It's still a little funky. The right side of it is not being revealed.
Let's see. Can you see it now?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, it's still the same thing.
All right. Yeah, just a second. So
okay.
let's just pull. Let's just pull for now. For some reason, I'm having some actual technical issues. But anyways, let's just pull up the poll for a question number 5.
Actually, I did want to comment. Somebody here said something funny, which is, I'm getting them wrong faster than everyone else. I think that was Mark. Thank you, Mark. You should get a prize for that.
And here it is. What percent? Do you see it, Denny?
I do see the percentages.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, what is the correct answer, Jen?
I believe it's well, actually, I think Evan can help me with that. I think it's 22, but let's just end the poll before we're gonna.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, sorry, so it's a 22 plus. Is that correct?
22 plus.
I think so.
Yep,
I think it's 22.
that is correct.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
excellent. Thank you, Evan. All right, and do we have, my streak continues according to Mark, continuing to get them wrong at breakneck speeds. Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
All right, I think we're on to question 6, if I'm not mistaken, Jane.
No, the question 6, let's do it in the
Oh.
Q&A. Yes.
Oh, so we're moving on.
Yes, we're
Are we
moving
back?
on.
We back to Evan?
Yes. Do you have
All
any
right.
questions, Dan, for Evan so far?
You know, more of the comments, like a moment ago about the power of and. I did want to mention, you know, many of you out there prior to COVID, not that COVID is completely over, but prior to its starting, we were starting to see movement toward a more distributed workforce, and companies were slowly beginning to do that. Of course, COVID accelerated that process dramatically, and it's very likely that we will never go back to how it was. There may be a bit of a shift back, but never all the way back. So I think more and more people want to work remotely, are enjoying that. Employers want to offer that to their workforce as part of a comfort level, efficiency, less real estate to own or lease for the companies, and better employee retention by having happier employees. So I think that part of what Evan was talking about, where the anywhere workspace that VMware offers allows for that distributed workforce in the most efficient and secure way. So thank you for sharing that with us, Evan. And I'm going to hand it back off to you for the next. By the way, Jane, you had mentioned that there was going to be some kind of handsome filter you were going to use for me, and it seems to have only been applied to Evan. So we'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah, make you younger. Yes, of course.
Something. So I'm going to hand it back to you, Evan, for the next grouping of VMware products.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so I realized that that second question there it's a little bit, I guess, somewhat misleading, which might be, you know, why not as many people got that one right. When you think of all technology initiatives that companies could be going through, you know, whether that be trying to take down technical debt or stuff like that, you know, what percent of technology initiatives started just involving security, which was 22%, which is a really large number when you think about all the different technology initiatives that customers could be going through. But that is just based on one of the VMware white papers I've seen. I could believe that it could be higher than that, truly. But again, coming back to the first question, when it comes to multi-cloud security and what order are customers prioritizing these security initiatives, with number one being operationalizing zero trust security across IT environments, obviously being the biggest priority. The second one that we see, you know, coming to the forefront a lot is protecting against ransomware and other endpoint and network threats. That's very big these days. I feel like it's once a month you see in the news, you know, another big corporation has maybe been hit with ransomware attack and things like that. And then third, that more efficient threat detection. Always increasing your security posture and the ability to detect threats as soon as they're occurring or in advance is great. But again, in this portion, I kind of want to start about, you know, where we see customers are at as far as the cloud security journey, and then where we're kind of prioritizing our innovation to help solve those problems again. And so as we see our customers move to this multi-cloud world, we definitely understand that there's a reevaluation process of, you know, how are we going to connect, secure, manage different applications and workloads across these, you know, distributed private and public cloud environments. And traditional network architecture and tools sometimes don't keep pace with the way enterprises want to do this cloud transformation, really resulting in, you know, complexity and operational challenges when, you know, you have this on-premise environment, but hey, you know, we want to stand up a public cloud offering over here, you know, dev test maybe in another one. If you're trying to run that anywhere workspace with Horizon and maybe Azure, for example, it can really become challenging. So by enabling a consistent policy, operation, and automation across these multiple environments, that's a key thing that we want to be focusing on moving forward and help our customers with. And I saw another interesting bullet point about, when asking organizations about their cybersecurity and privacy efforts pertaining to their cloud platforms, how confident do they feel that they can protect sensitive and private data, whether it's stored on-premise with a third party or in the cloud, and only 47% answered that they feel confident that they're able to, protect it, let alone, collect it, classify it, manage it, or even delete it. So, we understand that security always needs to be top mind of focus. And that's kind of where our innovation engine is. And the next piece I'll talk about is this project that we're working on called Project North Star, which aims to accelerate the enterprise application and cloud journey by simplifying how networking and security services are consumed in this multi-environment world. And so Project North Star delivers a multi-cloud networking, security, workload mobility, and end-to-end threat detection and response from a centralized management console that helps you as customers really achieve consistent policy, automation, simplified software as service consumption across these private and public clouds. And so that might sound pretty similar to what we're doing with vSphere Plus, which again is that on-premise subscription of vSphere, where you have that singular VMware Cloud Management Console to do these tasks and see it across your environments. And so that's really where Project North Star is innovating. It's hopefully going to be enabling the policy as a service through NSX, which is going to be in the future a subscription offering that you're able to take advantage of. NSX Intelligent as a service, network detection and response as a service, our advanced load balancer as a service, as well as HCX as a service, or the hybrid cloud extension, which really helps the ability to have that fully managed workload migration tool at your disposal when you're rebalancing or having different initiatives across a multi-cloud environment. And so kind of going back to what I talked about in the first section of how can you have these different core solutions building up to a state where you're able to get to a cloud smart or a multi-cloud approach. And that's through a couple of our security solutions that I'll mention briefly. Number one being probably one of the more well-known ones, although some people may not be familiar with it, which is NSX, that offers a distributed intrusion detection and intrusion prevention, as well as a distributed firewall features that helps you really virtualize your entire network, as well as security platform in a software-defined approach, and create that software-defined approach, extending across data centers, clouds, as well as different application frameworks, reproducing the entire network model and stack in software, making it easy for you to have different use cases there. NSX, the biggest use cases we see are number one around security, operationalizing that zero trust security for applications, like we mentioned in the trivia question, that's top of mind there, creating that local DMZ in software and reducing the attack surface of a virtual desktop environment, for example, as well as the features of microsegmentation to define and enforce network security and policy around the individual workload level with NSX. And then secondly, it's around that multi-cloud networking, creating consistent heterogeneous sites to streamline multi-cloud operations, giving you the ability to seamlessly execute a data center extension or multi-data center pooling or rapid workload mobility there. One of the other core products that we've seen a lot of traction with is our VMware Carbon Black portfolio, which offers workload and app control protection. So you're able to operationalize security for all the different environments, as well as workloads to have prevention, detection, and response capabilities to threats that may be targeting your environment. Carbon Black Workload, for example, offers simplified deployments that alleviates different installation overheads, to help you easily onboard to get some great benefits, such as reducing the attack surface, hardening different workloads through audit checks of different configuration states within your environment, serving as a next-gen antivirus to secure your workloads against different threats, whether those be known or unknown attacks, including malware, living off the land attacks and things like that, as well as being that single source of truth across your IT and security environment, really creating that zero trust posture. And I know we're coming up on time. And the last thing I'll talk about really in our security portfolio is one of our new innovations around our VMware Cloud disaster recovery solution. So the overall solution, if you're not familiar with it, it helps protect your on-premise vSphere environments, as well as if you had a VMware Cloud on AWS instance, you're able to fail over to VMware, a different region within VMware Cloud on AWS. But what it does is it replicates your VMs to a scale-out file system and offers really, really low recovery point objectives in the event a disaster a disaster occurs. But one of the newest features of it that I love to bring up when I'm having these security conversations is the add-on feature of ransomware recovery as a service now. This has been a huge benefit to a lot of our customers. As you know, one of the biggest disaster events that are occurring these days are now categorized as ransomware. So with this new ransomware recovery as a service feature, it gives you some guided restore points, selection insights for different recovery point candidates, helps you validate those restore points and prevent reinfection by conducting not only a vulnerability assessment directly in that UI, but also the biggest thing here is an on-demand isolated recovery environment within VMware Cloud to spin up those candidates and really ensure that it's malware free, simply minimizing the downtime and data loss when you're going through this iterative granular recovery process in the case of the ransomware event. And it looks like we came up on time pretty quick here, but I just want to thank everyone for the time to get to talk to you all, as well as work with the KIS team more close. Looks like you're on mute, Dan.
Yeah, hold on. You're unmute. Unmute. Yeah. Click the.
But I'll click that.
Yep.
Hopefully
perfect.
I'm now unmuted. Evan, thank you so much. That was very, very well presented, very concise and fluidly presented to everyone. Hopefully, with this great food for thought that all of the people who've joined today, we know you're all, everybody has their own idiosyncrasies in their environment, different challenges. You're in a different place in the virtualization journey. But what we'd like to do is follow up with you individually so we can talk specifically about where you are on that journey and how we can help you, what products from VMware that you heard about today and some that you didn't hear about, how they may be able to solve the business issues that you are tasked with solving via technology. So we'd love to follow up with you and do that. Thank you for your time today. I believe that we have one more trivia question. Is that correct, Jane?
Yeah, last one, pretty.
And is that coming up on the screen, or shall I just ask everyone?
It will come up. It's right here. We're gonna just do a quick poll. Yeah.
Quite all right.
And you can, yeah.
It looks like 100%. How often does that happen? That's
Yeah.
very comforting to know that you guys got that. Of course, the other choices were rather flimsy, so that made it a little easier. But thank you for getting it right. And again, thank you for carving out time with us today and with Evan from VMware. We will be having more of these fireside chat tech talks soon. And as I said, we will be following up with you to see other ways that we can help you with technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day all.
Take care.